Hello everyone, my name is Rola and in this video today I am going to train a worker to do standard work by walking you through the standard work process for installing a cylinder head. This is a key part of engine assembly and following these steps consistently helps ensure quality and safety every time. All right, so to get started, we're gonna walk through what exactly is a takt time real quick. So let's get started by explaining it. Takt time is the available time to build, divided into the number of units that we want to build. And as you can see on the screen, this is a breakdown. In this case, the takt time is 1 minute and 32 seconds, which equals to 92 seconds. The cycle time, however, is also 92 seconds, but the units we need per shift is 313 units. So let's calculate the takt time, which is the maximum amount of time that can be spent on one unit to meet demand within the available production time. With that, the formula looks something like this. Available time equals 8 hours. Which 8 times 60 times 60 equals 28,800 seconds. So units required, again, as we stated, 313. Cycle time is the actual time it takes to complete one unit. This process takes 92 seconds to complete one unit, which does match our takt time. So if cycle time is less than or equal to takt time, you're in the clear, you're good. It means you are meeting target or even ahead. If the cycle time is greater than the takt time, this means you are falling behind and need to figure out what's going on. So in this scenario, both takt time and cycle time are 92 seconds, which is a good sign of a well-balanced process because the time required to complete the work aligns with the target to achieve the demand. In a standard work instruction, we are also required to have sequence, which is a description of how to execute the process step by step. In the worksheet, we have the time required to perform each step. It is very important for the trainee to learn the work sequence of the operation and go through it in this method as you are seeing on this template on the screen. And finally, we need a standardized work inventory to understand the layout. This layout of how the parts are required in the process so the cylinder head can be installed, which will include work elements, parts or tools needed, and what location. And also, it would be good if you can include some type of notes for clear instruction. All right, I think we are ready to move into the details of prepping and installing a cylinder head. When installing a cylinder head, it's important to follow the instructions and specification for torque setting to avoid damage. All right, we're going to start with step one. First, before we place the cylinder head onto the cylinder block, we need to apply seal packing in two different areas, as you see on the slides in front of you. Um, and start by applying seal packing to the required area, and then don't over apply. Just a small amount is enough to go a long way. Next, we will place a new cylinder head gasket onto the block. Make sure it is aligned correctly. Direction matters here, so double check before moving on. Once the gasket is aligned and in place, carefully lower the cylinder head onto it. Take your time though to make sure everything is properly seated and lined up. All right, step two. Now that the head is in position and we're ready to install the the bolts, but first we need to prime the cylinder head bolts threads with engine oil to ensure proper lubrication is applied. So start by applying a light coat of engine oil to the threads and under the head of each bolt. But remember, proper lubrication reduces friction during tightening. That helps with the torque application to prevent any damage to the bolts. Okay, we are ready for step three, which now we are gonna install and tighten the 10-cylinder head bolts and plate washer in several areas in the sequence. Start by inserting all 10-cylinder head bolts along with their plate washer. We're going to tighten them in several, we're gonna tighten them several times following the specific sequence that is shown on this slide. And this does help in to distribute pressure evenly and prevent warping. But be careful, if any bolt does not meet the torque spec, don't force it, just replace it, and it's not worth the risk. Okay, once the bolts are in place, use a paint marker to mark the front of each bolt head. Um, this will help us track the rotation in the next step. Now, go back and tighten each bolt by 90 degrees. Again, following the same sequence. After that, do another round of 90-degree turn for each bolt. And finally, check the painted marks are now facing the rear. That tells us that the bolts have been rotated to a full 180 degrees as required. And that's it, folks. We've just completed the standard work for installing a cylinder head. This process might seem detailed, but every step is there for a reason. It ensures the engine is properly assembled and performs reliably. By following these standard works, we reduce variation, improve quality, and make the process safer for everyone.